You want peace. But deep down, there's a nagging feeling you can't quite name. Maybe it's because you've spent days swallowing your thoughts, or weeks trying to seem calm while everything inside you feels off balance. Today, the moon enters Libra, and it's not here to bring lightness. It's here to show you what's out of place in your relationships, in your decisions, and in your own reflection. You might look fine on the outside, but if your soul is stuck in silence, compromises, and agreements that drain you, this moon is coming to collect. Because Libra isn't just about aesthetics, beauty, or diplomacy. It's about facing the imbalance you've been dressing up as maturity. If you've been trying to keep everything in harmony, but feel like you're about to explode, then this video is for you. Maybe you've spent the last few days avoiding arguments, smiling to keep the peace, giving in more than you wanted to. But what's the cost of that? Libra Moon whispers sharply, are you really at peace? Or just dodging confrontation? A lot of people think balance means no conflict. But sometimes what you're calling balance is just fear of taking a stand. And this moon is going to challenge that. Today, you might feel a weird tension with someone close, but you won't know why. A poorly chosen word, a silent absence, a tiny detail that hits harder than it should. It's not drama, it's build-up. It's everything you've swallowed to keep outer harmony, while your inner world quietly unraveled. This is the moment to realize that silence can hurt more than any harsh word, and that maybe your imbalance lies in always trying to please, even when it costs you your soul. Libra craves peace, but forced peace turns into self-erasure. And today you might start to notice where you've been confusing empathy with submission. You don't have to give in every time. You don't have to match everyone's timing, mood, or emotional need. But maybe you've been doing that for so long, you can't tell where you end and the other begins. The waxing moon in Libra amplifies this tension. You want to fix everything, but you're exhausted from being the bridge between worlds that never meet. This is the moment to stop and ask, does the balance I'm chasing actually include me? Because if you're balancing everything, but still lying broken on the floor, that's not balance. That's self-abandonment. Today, the energy calls for courage. The courage to admit that your need for peace is hiding a truth. You're tired of giving in so much. And once that realization hits, there's no going back. You see that keeping up the illusion of harmony isn't worth your silence or your burnout. This is the day the sky invites you into a more honest kind of peace. The kind that begins when you stop putting yourself last. You want to be seen. You want to be accepted. But unconsciously, you've been paying for that desire with your own identity. The Libra moon exposes this pattern, that urge to please others, even when it costs you your own self-respect. It's subtle. You don't notice when it begins. First, you smile when you don't feel like it. Then, you avoid an important conversation. Next thing you know, you're living by someone else's emotional script, and you've forgotten to write your own. But now, this moon is pushing you in a different way. It's revealing that behind all your kindness, there might be a deep fear. The fear of being rejected for being real. You say yes to keep the connection, while a loud no echoes in your chest. You avoid conflict, but implode on the inside. That tension builds today, because the sky wants you to see. Your need to be loved is getting in the way of your authenticity. And if you're going to be accepted, let it be for who you are, not the version of you crafted to please. Libra's beauty lies in the mirror. And today, that mirror stands before you, reflected in your closest connections. Pay attention. The people who irritate, confuse, or provoke you the most today are the ones showing you what you still need to align within yourself. Maybe you see someone being selfish, and it enrages you, but deep down, it's because you wish you had the same courage to put yourself first. Or maybe someone is being blunt, and it cuts because you've been suffocating under forced politeness. Libra talks about relationships, but not in a shallow, romantic way. It's about everything that happens when you see yourself through someone else. And today, the moon wants to make something very clear. The discomfort someone else stirs in you is often your forgotten self trying to come back home. The invitation isn't to blame, react, or run. It's to look, to observe, and to use that discomfort as a compass, because what bothers you might be exactly what's missing in your own inner balance. You already know where it hurts. You've seen where you gave in too much. Now comes the hardest part, acting truthfully. And the truth sometimes shatters harmony, but it only breaks the fake kind, the one that was already on the verge of collapse. This chapter is about choice. You can keep molding yourself to what's comfortable for others, or you can, with maturity and strength, start saying how you really feel, even if your voice shakes. The Libra Moon will test you. Moments that demand a stance. People expecting you to stay the same. Scenarios that require grace, but also guts. The core question is, do you want to maintain the peace, or create a new kind of harmony where you actually exist whole? True diplomacy doesn't silence what matters. It finds a way to speak with respect, without erasing what's real. If you feel like staying quiet today, ask yourself, is it wisdom or fear? Because only one of those leads to balance. The other leads to stagnation. The Libra Moon loves beauty, loves harmony, visual balance, gentle gestures. But today, the sky wants to remind you that emotional aesthetics don't fill the absence of truth. You might be in a relationship that looks perfect. Kind words, smiles for the world, surface-level balance. But on the inside, there's a disconnection you can't ignore anymore. This moon exposes that feeling, the discomfort of pretending everything's fine, when it's all silently falling apart. It's time to notice where you've been trying to pretty up a relationship that deep down feels hollow, where you cling to appearances because you're scared to face the truth underneath. Relationships are mirrors, yes, but they're also invitations to break free. And today, the energy asks you, bluntly, do you want to look happy or actually be happy? Many think balance is a calm, serene, neutral place, but anyone who's truly healed knows real balance begins in chaos. The waxing moon in Libra pushes you into that uncomfortable space where everything seems to be shifting, but you don't yet know what comes next. This is the space between who you were and who you're still becoming. It's the discomfort of reclaiming yourself, of standing in your worth, of leaving the role of peacemaker to become someone who also has boundaries, and that takes courage. Courage to face side eyes and judgment, to sit with the discomfort of honesty, to accept that sometimes a relationship has to break so you don't lose yourself inside it. There's no true balance without walking through the imbalance you've been avoiding. This is the turning point. The moon is growing, and so are you. But only those who stop hiding truly grow. Maybe you've been stuck in a cycle of self-erasure for so long, you don't even remember what it feels like to live your truth without guilt. But today, the energy in the sky gives you a chance to pause, to see, to recognize, and for the first time in a long time, to choose yourself. When you stop silencing yourself, stop swallowing discomfort, stop prioritizing someone else's harmony over your own, the universe listens, and everything around you starts to shift too. Because life doesn't reward those who disappear. It blooms for those who choose to show up fully. This is your sign. The balance you're looking for begins where you stop dimming your own light. Today isn't about changing everything. It's about taking a first step toward a kind of peace that doesn't leave you out. That's why the ritual is simple, but powerful. You're going to align your voice with your heart. Grab a piece of paper. Write down one sentence you need to say, but have been swallowing for days. Maybe it's, "I can't keep doing this." Maybe it's, "I need space." Maybe it's, "I matter too." Read that sentence out loud, even if it's just to yourself. Even if it's only with your lips moving in silence, and then declare, "I choose the harmony that's born from truth. I choose to exist fully, not halfway." You don't need to fight. You don't need to explain yourself. You just need to recognize that your truth also deserves a seat at the table. That's the kind of balance that changes everything. Yes, the Libra Moon loves beauty, but not the store window kind. It longs for the beauty of relationships where the truth can be spoken without fear. This week, you can stay quiet and repeat everything that drains you, or you can use this energy to do things differently. Speak with clarity. Listen with openness. Let go of what holds you back. Heal what's still worth the effort. True peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of courage. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment. I choose the peace that includes me. That sentence is your promise to relate in a new way. More honest, more grounded, more alive. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. Here, we journey through the skies and come back more whole.